Singapore is an island nation off the southern tip of Malaysia in Southeast Asia. There are almost 6 million people living on this island, and the entire island seems to be completely urban as the city of Singapore continues to grow. It's a magical, futuristic place with architecture that can't be seen anywhere else on the planet, including the famous super trees. Huge 16-story structures that have an astounding 163,000 plants of over 200 species living on them. So if the entire island is one big city, where does all the wildlife live? Are there any reptiles here at all? In fact, Singapore is home to over 100 different species of reptiles, and there are a lot of natural places like this one that tourists don't ever get to see. So in this video, I'm going to explore the wilds of Singapore and show you guys some of the amazing reptiles that can be found here. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my reptile adventures. I started my Singapore reptile adventure with a group of amazing local herpers. In this urban setting, I found the wildlife here was as beautiful as it was plentiful and simply astounding. And we wasted no time venturing deeper into the jungle. Can I help you? Yeah, I know, they're like coming out of the bushes.
They like to be,
yeah. Hi. He's like, whoa!
Whoa!
Yeah, you guys just, you guys have a nice day, and yeah. Oh, wait. We're gonna have some National Geographic here. Look at this, they're like totally ganging up on us.
Randall said this guy has a mohawk, right?
Yeah. Yeah, look at that guy's mohawk. Your junk is showing. All right, enough with the monkeys, let's go find some reptiles. So, it's illegal to handle, anything?
Anything with a vertebrae in Singapore is illegal to handle it in the wild. Yeah.
Anything with a vertebrae is illegal to handle in Singapore. Singapore has a lot of laws.
We do have a lot of laws. I think there's a chewing gum one as well.
Oh, the chewing gum, right?
Yeah, there's a chewing gum one.
Yeah.
There's the exotics one.
Yeah, and you guys can't keep anything but what, red-eared sliders?
We only can keep 2 species of turtles. So
two species of turtles, and that's all you can keep?
Red-eared sliders and Malayan box turtles.
That's it?
That's pretty much it when it comes to reptiles.
So no ball pythons,
no snakes, no lizards. It's actually quite strict here. You can actually go to court.
Oh really?
You get fined actually.
Ooh.
I was one of them to have experienced that.
Yeah, they were really strict about that here. Wow. Okay, so only 2 types of turtles. So there's a lot of turtle people here.
No. Because the reptile pet keeping community here is actually quite small.
Yeah.
And I would think those that even do keep them are doing it underground, you see, because it's illegal.
Right.
So there's no like proper community here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, well, we're gonna walk down this trail and hopefully we're gonna see more than just a red-eared slider. Alright guys, we've got our first snake here in Singapore. Look at this. Hi beauty. So here in Singapore, you can't touch any of the wildlife. You can't touch this snake, you can't catch this snake, but right over there, that is an oriental whip snake. It's also called an oriental vine snake. And this is a pretty wide-ranging species. They're found here in Singapore. They're found all the way up to Thailand. They're even found in Indonesia. This is a very common snake to see here in Singapore. But again, can't touch them, so I just gotta film them just like this. So this right here is a painted bronzeback. And this is another one of the common species that you can find here in Singapore.
They use their eyes a lot. So unlike snakes that use forked tongue, they are like strictly on sight.
Yeah, these are some of my favorite snakes to find in Southeast Asia. And they're so common. Okay, not really what I expected to see here in Singapore, but there's a pig. Now, is that a wild pig or is that somebody's?
Yeah, that's
a wild pig.
That's a wild pig.
Wild as well.
Haha, look at this. God, there are monitors just all over the place. This is what I love about Southeast Asia. Everywhere you go, there are just monitor lizards. Everywhere. And none of them like to be filmed. Well, see you, buddy.
All right, something is spooking all of these fish in here, and it could be a croc. Look at that.
Yo, Dave, there's a croc.
There's a croc. So this is a croc without a tail. And he's been living here for a while, huh?
Yeah, a long time. He has been around here. He patrols this area, so he's basically the alpha croc of this territory. The croc that has missing limbs,
Yeah.
that is usually your alpha croc, because it shows that they have been through a lot of, you know, fights and all that. And
Yeah.
this guy, they think that he probably lost his tail in a fight to another croc back in 2009. So yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's no surprise that he's the alpha croc, because he was able to survive all of that, because you know how important a croc's tail is.
Absolutely.
This guy doesn't have it.
That is cool. I wanted to see a croc here, and there he is.
This is the croc. Also.
This is the croc.
A lot of crocs have come and go, but this guy has always stayed.
Wow, that's so cool. So if this guy lost his tail in a fight, what does the other crocodile look like?
Probably dead.
Probably dead. That is one big male salty. But look at that, he is completely missing his tail. Wow, that's a beast.
So this is one of the biggest crocs in the entire nature reserve. Not the biggest, obviously, because of the tail being...
Yeah, but he probably was before that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it definitely, if it has the tail, it might just be the biggest one in the entire of the whole entire area itself.
And now the area that we're in right now is pretty much the only area in Singapore to see crocodiles, right?
Yeah, they do appear from time to time on the other side of the island and all over, but this place is the most consistent place, and that's because of the mangroves here. They provide a very good habitat.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, that's why you have a whole like ecosystem, whole population of crocodiles here.
So
Yeah.
this one individual could be the biggest crocodile in all of Singapore.
It could be, it could very well be if it still had its tail. Yeah, I think there's been one or two sightings of bigger ones here,
Yeah.
but it's definitely the most iconic, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously very easily identifiable. And how often have you seen this crocodile when you come here?
I would say almost every time.
Every time you come here, you see him?
But maybe you won't get this close of a view most
Yeah.
of the time. Most time you'll be either on the other side or deeper in, or like half covered in water.
I mean, this is just amazing. So the crocodile species that are found here in Singapore, these are the saltwater crocodiles. These are the big monsters that come out of Australia. Oh, look at that. All right, so right here we've got a juvenile crocodile hanging out on that branch right there. Okay, that is just cool. So it's probably pretty rare to see baby crocs here, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't see them every time. Usually they come, like seasonal maybe.
Yeah. All right, look at how fat that monitor lizard is. That monitor lizard is extremely well fed. What are you guys feeding your monitor lizards here? Fish. McDonald's? Filet-O-Fish? Look at that jumpster. I love places like this that just have monitors everywhere. So cool. All right, you might want to look into a treadmill there, buddy. And here's a little baby monitor. Look at you, you're adorable. Yeah, there are just monitors everywhere here. So the monitor species that we're primarily seeing here, these are the Malayan water monitors, but there's also clouded monitors, and we haven't seen any of those yet. But I'm sure by the end of the day, we're bound to see one, or two, or 10, or none. Well, looky what we have here. That is a mud skipper. I wish I could show you guys some scale on these, because these guys are really big. Oh look, he's skipping in the mud or something. What'd you find there?
Mating monitors, they look a bit disturbed by us now.
Uh-huh. And look what they're doing over here. Let's get it on. Oh well, they're not doing it right. Okay, that is funny. Run, girl, run! Hey, you know, some girls want to be chased and, you know, made to feel like they're wanted. So this is the female, and the male is twice her size. He's in hot pursuit. Look at that. I mean, he's huge. But she doesn't, like, seem like she wants to get away. Like, it's almost like she's saying, earn me, right?
Earn me, yeah.
Earn my love. Okay, that is cool, interesting behavior right there.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah. So we've seen a lot of stuff that you guys haven't seen before, and it's because I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Oh no, maybe not.
Yeah. And look at this, as we're walking here, That male is still in pursuit. Still cool to see this in the wild.
The jungles in Singapore are a magical place during the day, and we saw some amazing reptiles and wildlife so far. But at night, the jungles here in Singapore are a completely different place. Zilla has everything you need for your reptile pets, from caging to lighting and everything in between. To see their entire catalog and find out where you can get Zilla products near you, visit zillarules.com. At night, the temperatures go down a few degrees, but the humidity increases, and therefore the jungle comes alive. I had a few target species, and it didn't take us more than a few minutes to find one of them. This particular pit viper is a perfect example of sexual dichromatism, meaning that males and females have different color and patterns. It's relatively common here, and being a pit viper, it is venomous. But this particular species has a very complex neurotoxic venom, which makes getting anti-venom pretty tricky if this snake was to bite one of us, which is highly unlikely unless we were to harass the snake. So this is a Wagler's viper. It's also known as a temple viper. And this is a male, and males are smaller than females, and they're also uniform green with just a hint of pattern. So this is an adult male. They don't get much bigger than this. The females, they get much more colorful and much more heavy bodied. And this little guy is just sitting here right after a rain, sitting here in ambush mode, waiting on frogs, waiting on mice, waiting on a meal. These are perfect ambush predators. And this is one of the species that I really wanted to find here in Singapore. But this, again, is a male, and this is a really cool find.
All right, check this out. Right on the side of the trail is a pangolin, one of the world's most endangered mammals. And he probably heard us coming and is just balled up like that. That's a defense mechanism, and they'll basically ball up in a ball like that. And he's going to rely on those hard scales as a defense. Nothing is going to bite through those scales. And if that doesn't work, then they just run away. Look at those spikes on his tail. Those are little hairs, but it gives it like a spiky look to it. Wow, I think this is my first pangolin I've ever seen.
So we just came across this beauty right here. This is one of my dream snakes. This is a keeled rat snake, and if you look, he has really heavily keeled scales. The cool thing about this snake is that this is the biggest colubrid in the world. This is one of the target species for Singapore right here, and I just want to reach out and touch him and hold him. But you can't do that in Singapore. It's illegal, and we're gonna respect the laws here. But man, I mean, he's so close, I just want to do it, but I can't. In this species, males are slightly larger than females, but they can still top out at an average of 9 feet. However, the maximum size ever recorded was a whopping 13 feet. These giant snakes are mainly rodent eaters, but they will eat lizards, including monitor lizards. But despite its size, it's a gentle giant, choosing more often to flee than to fight when it feels threatened. These are pretty common snakes with a huge range from the Philippines to India to Vietnam to right here in Singapore. But a keeled rat snake here in Singapore, this is exactly what I wanted to find here. Look at this, he's just chilling out. We're sharing each other's space with the largest colubrid in the world right here. This is absolutely fantastic. So guys, if you watched my recap video, I talked about how we got sick out here. I'm running about 101 fever right now, but I could have two choices. I could either sit in a hotel room. We have such a limited amount of time out here in Singapore. There's no way I was just gonna stay in my hotel room and be all sick when you can come out here and be sick out here, but find these amazing snakes like this. So anyway guys, I just want to give a real quick shout out and a thank you to all my Patreon supporters. It's with your help that I can continue to film reptile education on this channel. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, that link is in the description below. And guys, as always, thanks for watching. And until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.